Wait, did Camron just divulge everything about Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampin in court? Yes, you read that right. Entirely broken your previous assumptions about these two men. A known rapper with a track record of questionable behavior is now facing terrible consequences as a result of an unexpected finding regarding his relationship with Chrissy Lampin. This truth is going to come to light. What really happened in that courtroom? Well, it's not beautiful. Camron didn't just spread rumors. He dropped a bombshell that may shatter careers. Jim Jones has always been connected with controversy, but now Chrissy Lampin is also in the spotlight. She's caught in the middle of this tragedy. Will their careers end due of this? Or will they somehow manage to get out of it like they always do? The hip-hop industry is infamous for its instability, treachery, and ugly love affairs, but you won't believe what Camron revealed next. Trust me, this is larger than anything you've heard so far. Let's break down Jim Jones, the rapper, who has always been all about the street life and gangster mindset, is suddenly facing some serious heat, and the globe has been buzzing. You could almost hear the whispers as Camron entered the stand. You could see the tension, and were left in full bewilderment since Camron had just revealed everything between the two former members of Dipset. For those of you who may have missed it, let's go back in time a bit. Jim Jones and Camron were the ultimate rap team, but as we all know, even the best partnerships sometimes fall down, and Chrissy Lampin is a prime example of this. Chrissy Lampin isn't only Jim Jones's collaborator. She's been involved in a variety of scandals, and her name has been mentioned in the drama From the Butt. When Camron stunned the judge, it wasn't only about Jim Jones. It was about unveiling the network of falsehoods and fraud that had been oozing beneath the surface for years. Camron delivered the most forthright reaction to the matter regarding Chrissy Lampin's questionable role in Jim Jones's affairs. Was she simply the compliant girlfriend, or was there anything lot more dangerous going on behind closed doors in an explosive manner? Possible, and the accusations are far worse than anyone could have expected. But before we go into that, let's look at the genesis of all this mayhem. Jim Jones has a reputation, and Chrissy Lampin has been by his side throughout it all, building her own legacy. He has built his career on controversy and street credibility. You don't rise to the top by being clean-cut and obeying the rules, most renowned for her participation on Love and Hip Hop, where her ride or died attitude was captured on video non-stop. But is it really who she is, or is there something darker and more sinister hidden in the background? They have portrayed themselves as a power couple for years. But what if their whole image, Camron reveals shocking truth, was a facade? Camron is now, after years of silence, Camron finally decided to take the Camron was prepared, and he didn't hold back, according to anonymous sources. Camron also had access to Jim Jones' private email with Chrissy Lampin, and what he discovered was nothing short of stunning. Camron's disclosure that Chrissy Lampin had been substantially involved in some dubious behaviors during the height of Jim Jones's popularity was remarkable. By dubious, I mean things that may destroy their name, discussing criminal deeds, money laundering, covert meetings with underhanded people, you name it. But it's not just about what they did. Camron just spilled the beans on how they've been able to cover it up all these years. You know, Jim Jones has always kept his business private affairs private. He's made millions and kept a clean public image. But behind the scenes, there's a totally different sphere of transactions. Camron claims to have the receipts, and his admissions in that courtroom were enough to drive even the most loyal supporters to reevaluate everything they believe to be true about Jim Jones, and what Camron revealed will keep you awake at night. We're discussing high-stakes money games and relationships. Chrissy Lampin, Camron's faithful girlfriend, has always been turns out to be significantly more involved in Jim Jones's dubious conduct than we ever suspected. Also, don't forget how Jim Jones and Chrissy have always sought to safeguard their reputation. They have always been depicted as a loving together pair. Chrissy Lampin was the mastermind behind much of the drama. She has been manipulating things behind the scenes. Moments, and Camron simply pulled the curtain back. What exactly did Camron tell in court? Was Chrissy Lampin the puppet master, environment, or was it Jim Jones who was directing everything? In any case, Camron made it clear that the entire connection was founded on dubious with manipulation and fraudulent transactions. Public uproar followed the scandal's disclosure. But what was Jim Jones's response? Was he prepared to fight back, or did he realize it was over? What about Chrissy Lampin? How does she favor into all of this? Hold on, because things are going to become even. Camron isn't the only one with dirt. And as the investigation proceeds, more leaks are beginning to surface. Everyone wants answers, and I promise that we'll only get more juicy from here after sending the scenario. We'll reveal the core of the controversy, stunning details of how this entire disaster will unravel for Jim Jones and Chrissy Lewin in the next section. Stay tuned, for this story is far from done. Time to investigate the root of the controversy and the entire magnitude of what Camron revealed in the courtroom. I can guarantee you that this is not your ordinary celebrity disagreement. Rather, it's the kind of drama that we all know. Jim Jones and Camron have had problems. But when Camron entered the courtroom, it was clear that this wasn't just a pair of old acquaintances washing their dirty laundry. Rather, it was about disclosing years of deception, manipulation, and dubious deals that may send Jim Jones' Chrissy Beacon to ruin full-on unlawful conduct. I mean, let's look at what Camron revealed, because you won't believe how much dirt he's been hiding. For those who are unfamiliar, Jim Jones has long been a prominent figure in the rap industry, recognized for his ties to Dipset and his strong roots in street. However, Camron revealed that Jim Jones was operating a business in addition to his rap career, and this firm was not the type that Camron describes. Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampin were extensively involved in a multi-state money laundering scam. They weren't only living the good life in the music industry. No, they were utilizing shell firms to construct businesses in order to disguise the real ones. And guess who was standing next to him? Chrissy Lampin, the person who's created a career as the caring, helpful girlfriend who was apparently the brains behind the whole enterprise. The way she manipulated the strings behind the scenes would make anyone wonder how much we truly know about our favorite reality TV personalities. And the money laundering wasn't just confined to a few shady transactions here and there. Camron uncovered receipts that revealed how Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampin were laundering millions of dollars through bogus luxury items and real estate enterprises. That would require a true professional to put up. And the most amazing feature is that they have managed to keep it a secret for so long. But Camron also. According to Camron, Chrissy Lampin was present at Jim Jones's covered meetings with infamous underground members, world who had ties to organized crime, and she supported him in brokering agreements. The degree of corruption and perilous relationship they were involved in. You wonder how deep this scandal truly goes. Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampin have long been characterized as the power couple in the news marriage. With their slick smiles and ride-or-die mentality, something was always awry. Now, thanks to Camron's evidence in court, we're beginning to see the truth. The first leaked report, Camron constructed a complete money trail. We're discussing years of tax evasion, offshore accounts, and wire transactions. The first leaked report indicated that Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampin would siphon millions of dollars through bogus firms and worldwide bank accounts. But it gets worse. It appears that they were not only keeping the money hidden from the government, but also from Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampin, were known for keeping affiliated people in the dark in order to prevent any potential leaks, using coercive ways to keep individuals in the dark. According to unidentified sources within their camp, Camron released the identities of those participants were supposedly frightened by Jim Jones and his inner group. It is now clear that their business was predicated on manipulating secrecy and generating terror. Instead of just genius, fans who had admired Jim Jones for years began to question about everything when the early courtroom bombshells were reported. The media. It had appeared to be a perfectly built picture of Camron ripped everything apart when a famous rapper and his faithful girlfriend began to appear to be a house of cards. The outcry was immediate, and Jim Jones's exposure sparked a global movement. Fans weren't the only ones voicing. Industry insiders, producers, and other rappers began to remark as well. Some were eager to imply that Camron was merely bitter and wanting retaliation in order to defend Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampin. But others, instead of a true reply, she came across as frigid and defensive. She denied the claims and accused Camron of seeking to ruin her and Jim Jones' legacy, but it was the tone of her response that raised suspicions. We can't say for sure, but the lack of transparency was undeniably concerning. Now that everyone knows what Camron revealed, it was a far cry from the lovely and loving reputation she had created over the years. Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampin have already faced multiple lawsuits, and there has been talk about federal investigators are apparently investigating conspiracy, money laundering, and perhaps racketeering, and the pressure is increasing. The worst aspect is that if the officials look into this extensively, there might be severe penalties such as jail time and fines of millions of dollars, public embarrassment. The tension is already impacting their personal and professional life. Jim Jones has already been witnessed publicly splitting Chrissy Linen, which has fueled rumors regarding their future. Will Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampin remain together, or will the consequences? This is the beginning of the end for them. As the inquiry continues, it is clear that the harm has already been done. The public's faith has been destroyed, and there is no way to restore it. In the following part, we'll discuss the various ramifications of this. From the media to legal action, the drama is keep checking back because you won't want to miss what happens next. As the dust settles, the implications of Camron's bombshell revelation are still being felt in Jim's life, the media, and the streets. We're only beginning to explore the broad implications of this occurrence and how it will influence Jones and Chrissy Lampin's futures. But there's still a lot to learn, so let's get started. Long-term ramifications and the terrible implications they currently face. Begin by analyzing the legal implications of Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampin, who recently faced many high-profile cases. Legal experts have responded to Camron's statements by pointing out that the money laundering accusations alone may result in decades of jail time. Found guilty. This isn't just a petty legal matter they can brush under the rug. No, this is the type of case that lands people in federal jail. The federal government begins to investigate the underworld links that Camron highlighted. We'll be addressing claims of organized crime and racketeering. The inquiry into Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampin has already spread across multiple states, with officials looking for answers that might make this scandal. Camron's evidence has effectively opened the floodgates of investigations from banks and commercial dealings that could connect them to larger criminal activities. Everything is now open, from assets to offshore accounts. The more they probe, the more they will discover, which might lead to significant criminal charges. Time is running out and the walls are closing in. Let's now talk the public anger. As a celebrity, everything you do is scrutinized. When something like this happens to a fan, you can't simply hide behind spokesperson's statement or a hurried apology. The harm is done. The toner Jim Jones exposed hashtag went viral on social media, and memes are already taking over the internet. We've all seen the jokes, criticism, and public humiliation that come with the celebrity's demise. But both Chrissy Lampin and Jim Jones have spent years cultivating their public reputations as the ride-or-die girlfriend of Love and a respected rapper, respectively. The issue here is the long-term harm to their companies. Fans who earlier admired them are now wondering everything they believe to be genuine and allowing celebrities, who are now isolating themselves from those who used to hail them as inspirations or role models, have ceased talking about them, even abandoning them because of this problem. You know how it goes. The more the public witnesses other celebrities isolating themselves, the Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampin's efforts to rehabilitate their reputations are growing increasingly difficult. It's a vicious spiral. Furthermore, their personal lives are being influenced by Jim Jones's association with Chrissy Lampin is currently under close investigation following Camron's bombshells in court. The formerly positive public opinion of reality TV fans are starting to wonder if this is the end of Jim and Chrissy, due of rumors of adultery, money troubles, and manipulation. Whether they survive as a couple or not, there's no doubt that the incident has ruined their relationship. The private turmoil has now become public and they'll struggle to get past it. It's altered their relationship dynamics. Things will only get worse from here, but the financial ramifications will be substantially larger than just personal ties and public opinion. Jim Jones and Chrissy's money laundering and other alleged illegal actions have put Lampin's financial world at peril. Previously, they were the personification, several affluent, successful celebrities living in luxury with private aircraft and real estate transactions. Because of the actions that Camron disclosed, their assets are stopped, and if the federal inquiry resulted in convictions, they could very likely be facing bankruptcy. These are not just modest fines, but millions of dollars. If this case proceeds to trial and they are found guilty of the financial offense, confiscated assets and damaged company ventures could be at stake, could be so bad that they will have to sell their valuables, which may include their homes, businesses, and even costly automobiles. Camron's testimony has already entered the mainstream media, with some outlets referring to it as the decade's largest scandal, and others speculating that it could mark the end of Jim Jones and Chrissy Linen's career will be covered by the media at every stage of the legal battles. Trust me when I say that the more public exposure they receive, the more they are dragged through the mud and have to deal with the public trial by fire, in which every part of their existence will be scrutinized, examined. Now let's explore what will happen next. Will Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampin be able to rescue their personal lives and professions? Camron's testimony has already affected the course of events in their final chapter of fame, and it's tough to imagine them escape this uninjured. The greatest possibility is a reduced punishment in public court view, but even that now appears implausible. The truth is that this is not only a scandal, but a cultural revolution. This type of catastrophe alters entire enterprises, forcing followers to reconsider their commitment to celebrities Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampin. They may never be able to repair their reputations or return to their prior condition of affairs. Its activities and even the media's portrayal of its stars should be questioned. As we complete this study, one thing is certain. Camron did not only expose a few sinister secrets, he initiated a chain of events that could have considerable long-term impacts. Ruined Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampin's life completely, and despite the legal disputes are still ongoing, Will's reputation has already hurt. This will be the last straw for once. Will they find a powerful couple? In order to escape the carnage they caused themselves, only time will tell. However, one thing is certain. They will never. As a result, Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampin has been thoroughly exposed. The repercussions of this controversy are court cases are only getting begun. Public uproar and financial. They are experiencing a tragedy. Everything is happening faster than anyone expected, could have expected. But the truth, we don't know how far this will go. What other this narrative is far from ended, and believe me, we will be correct. I'm here to break everything down for you now. I'd want to hear your thoughts. Are there any mysteries hidden in the darkness? Are there any other celebrities involved? I believe Jim Jones and Chrissy Linen will somehow get out of here without getting hurt. Please share your views in the comment section below. Trust me on this. It's not only their circumstance. Everyone's tale is the real one out there, and we are only beginning. Remember to like this, sign up for more exclusive videos, exposés. To avoid missing any, press the bell of excitement. We will provide this information next. We'll dive deeper into the scandals. You won't see it anywhere.